Hi, my name is Akari Jensen. I am the principal of the Northwest Outdoor Science School, and I am making this video for teachers to help you better understand the special needs forms that we provide to give your students the best possible experience while at outdoor school. It's important to note that these are brand new forms, so even if you have attended outdoor school in the past, this video can help you understand these new forms and why we have made the changes that we have. If you are still having questions at the end of the video, please give us a call or email us, and we're happy to assist you. This is the social emotional or learning needs form. There is also a medical needs form. So keep in mind that you may be filling out more than one form depending on the group of students that you have. So this form in particular is really important to helping us provide an accessible learning experience for all of your students. So any student that you think may require some accommodations because of behavior, social emotional learning needs, whether or not they're on an IEP, please place them on this form. It's important also to note that you can't give us too much information about your students. Anything that you provide us is going to help us in giving your students the best experience possible. This form, one sheet has room for 2 different students. So if you need additional forms, you can make photocopies of this for as many different students as you have a need for. Please return this form to the outdoor school office as soon as possible so that we can take a look at these and make appropriate groupings. So on this form, you will see that we start off with your name. Please do be sure that you give us your contact information. This helps us to sort these forms and be sure that they get to the right place. We have 5 different sites, and ensuring that your name and your school is on this sheet will get it to the correct site supervisor for review. Your phone number is also very important. We ask for work numbers, so it could be the school's phone number, but if you have a direct line or an extension number, please include that as well in case we have any questions for you. You can also include your email address. That's going to be very helpful if we have additional questions for you. So you'll notice that there are 2 identical boxes. These are intended to be for different students. So you fill out one of these boxes for each student that you believe has some need for accommodations. And keep in mind, again, this does not have to be only students with the most need or students that are on an IEP. It's anybody that you think that we should be aware of. So you'll put the student's name at the top. And then please do answer all of the yes or no questions for each student. It really helps us understand what types of accommodations we'll need to have in place. The first question that we ask is the student on a 504 plan? Please let us know either a yes or a no by selecting one of those boxes. Is the student on an IEP? Yes or no? And if yes, letting us know what the category is. You know, some people do like to send a copy of the IEP, and some families send copies of the IEP. That isn't necessary for everybody, but knowing which category the IEP is for will help us in understanding what your student needs. If they are an English language learner, please let us know, knowing their home language as well. Sometimes we have staff members that are able to speak some of those languages, and knowing ahead of time gives us time to plan. If you know their proficiency level as an English language learner, whether they are emergent or proficient, that would be really helpful for us too. The student, if they are attending with an aide, please do tell us. We like to know all of the adults that are going to be on site supporting which students. So knowing that they're coming with an aide is very helpful. And also knowing if that student has an aide that is 1-to-1, or whether the ratio is maybe something like 2-to-1 or 3-to-1. So once you've answered all of those yes or no questions, then we have space for you to really describe in detail what the need of your student is. So those yes or no questions just give us a baseline of some of the information we need, but then you can tell us a little bit more about your student, whether they are shy, whether there are certain things that work for them, such as fidgets or visual aids, anything that you can think to let our staff know would be really, really helpful information. And then the last thing that we ask is for any other individual that may have additional information. So if the student's on an IEP, of course, that could be a special education teacher. If your school has an ELD specialist and this is an English language learner, that could be a person that might have additional information as well. So giving us their name, their email, and their work phone number is extremely helpful in allowing us to ask additional follow-up questions if we have them. So you'll see again, this is just a copy of the top box. This would be 2 students. You may have more than 2 students who you would like to let us know about, and you can make additional copies. This form is much different from our previous form, which just had a narrative section for student need, because there are a number of questions that are very helpful for us to know the answer to ahead of time. But any additional information that you can give us is very, very valuable. Thank you so much for your time in watching this video. And again, please feel free to call us or email us with any other questions.